That's Team A. I'll show you Team B now. All right, this is a close-up of them, the three vehicles involved. There's the individual with the long gun. This shooting. All of these individuals have guns and they're shooting. All right, this is another team that's meeting up before, and they all got guns too. That's the crowd. That's another team. This is what our communities are being exposed to. This is what our young people are involved in. I've stood up here many times and talked about kids with guns. These are all kids, and these are guns. And this is why our community is living in terror right now, because of individuals like this that are just indiscriminately just shooting. Now, you heard automatic weapons being fired. There's numerous guns that are being fired. Different calibers were found. We found at least 75 shell casings so far, and that's probably not all of them. But that was 22 seconds of just continuously firing. The guns they're using, this is one of the guns that we recovered. Now, that is an extended magazine, which means it's really not made for that gun, but it can be used for that gun. This was a gun that we recovered, but these are extended magazines that we're seeing that these young people are getting into guns. Now, you may have not ever heard it. It's called a Glock switch. This Glock switch does not come on these guns. It does not come on the Glocks. These are being illegally made, and they're being placed on Glock pistols. And what it does is it will take a pistol that will shoot only every time you pull the trigger, but this switch will allow you pull the trigger one time, and every bullet in this gun, in this magazine, will shoot without stopping. Now, those of us who are trained to shoot automatic weapons, we cannot hold a gun that's on the Glock switch with extended magazine. We can't even hold it on a target, and that's with two hands. These individuals are doing it one hand, and this is what's going on. This is what we're talking about, the spraying. This is what we're seeing. These are what these young people are getting. Now, this chaos was centered around the swimming pool, which most of the people that were there do not live in that complex, which is a problem for that complex that's allowed just it to be a community pool and not a community that lives there, just everybody comes. I fault parents that allowed their children to be there. These young people, those teenagers, you know, there's some responsibility that lies in with parents that will take their children, young teenagers, drop them off somewhere, and let them be babysat by the swimming pool. And this is what happened. This is the second shooting that we've had at this pool. A year ago, we had an individual that was shot and killed. We've made 2 arrests in that case. You've got 3 different teams, Team A, Team B, and Team C, that are running around the Northeast Columbia that are doing stuff like this. We've had 2 shootings at the Falls community that in some way is going to be related to these shootings here. Now, our deputies responded so quickly the other night that they actually saw one of the individuals with a gun running. We'll put his picture up. 17 years old, he is running with this gun that I just showed you. This is the gun that he had in his hand as he was running away from the scene. This gun had just been fired. Our deputies chased him down on foot and was able to catch him with this gun. This is one of the guns. We've also made another arrest this morning. So we have 2 arrests and we've recovered 3 guns. This community was very lucky. We had one individual that was shot, a 16-year-old was shot. Non-life-threatening injuries at this point, but only by the grace of God that we have not had so many people killed because of individuals that you just saw up there with guns like this, with assault rifles that are just going into community and just spraying bullets all over the place. I've stood up here too many times and said enough is enough, but enough is enough. This has got to be a joint effort between the community and parents and the Sheriff's Department. This is not just a Sheriff's Department issue. We're going to do our job. We're going to be kicking doors in and we're going to be locking people up. We've already demonstrated that. We continue to make arrests, and we are going to make an arrest. But something else has got to happen. Parents have got to get involved in it. The community's got to get more involved in it. If a community sees 75 to 100 kids at a pool and they know they don't live in that community, somebody needs to be calling the Sheriff's Department and get us over there quickly. Every community needs to have a community association, neighborhood watch, crime watch, whatever you want to call it. Communities have got to start looking out for each other even more than what they're doing now. They need to be organized. Parents, if you got a teenager, go search their room, go search their car, go search their backpack, find the guns that they've got. That's your responsibility. Because if you don't, then your son may end up being the picture, that next picture I show up here, or your son or your daughter may be the one that I'm talking about who's dead because of these kids with these guns. We're nowhere close to finish this investigation, but I thought it was important this morning to give an update on where we're at. We're also asking that the community help us out even more. I only showed you 2 videos of a lot of videos that we've got. We need more videos. They're helping out tremendously. If we can put the map up. This area here, we're asking anybody who lives on Longtown Road, Lake Village Drive, all these areas that you see, if you've got a Ring camera, surveillance camera, contact us. Let us look at your footage that you've got. We won't put you in danger. We won't put you in jeopardy. But you've got to help us. You got to help the community. This is your community. You may not live right there where that shooting happened the other day. You may live somewhere else, but it happened there the other day. It could happen over here at your house the next day. So everybody needs to be concerned about this. This has got to stop. We're going to put them in jail, and we're going to do everything we can to keep them in jail. We're talking about 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18 years old that are running around here with assault rifles, with stolen guns. And this gun here was stolen. This is a stolen gun. Nobody, the man that we caught, young man we caught, what it didn't go by to the store and buy it. It's a stolen gun that he got his hands on. We've got to get the guns out of the hands of these young people, and to do that is don't leave them in your vehicle. The vehicle's not a holster. Don't leave your gun in it. But we're continuously seeing that. So, the update is we've made 2 arrests. We're going to be making more arrests. We're going to hold everybody responsible. This brings back the horror of what happened last year after a prom party at Meadow Lakes Park. The amount of bullets that were shot, the terror. You see these kids running. The terror, not only those kids that are there, but the people who are home. This is their homes. And you got bullets coming through the walls. Last week we convicted a man of doing a drive-by shooting where an older man was in his bed sleeping. And this individual did a drive-by shooting and shot the man in his bed and killed him. He got convicted and he got life. Again, only by the grace of God, I'm not standing up here talking about that we've got 15 or 20 people dead. It's not because they didn't try. Questions?
Sheriff, defense lawyers will say, they're young, they're kids, and, we've seen many times these kids just get a slap on the wrist. Do you have any word to anybody prosecuting
Yeah,
these children?
go back to that first video. That individual you see running around there with that assault rifle that is just shooting all over the place, that ain't a kid. That is not an innocent kid. That is a hoodlum. That is a monster. That's somebody who's got a gun and he does not care. That is an adult decision he's making, and they're going to be charged as an adult. The 17-year-old we caught running away with a gun is charged as an adult. They're going to be held as an adult. This is what we need to look at. We don't need to look at him when they're all cleaned up and got a nice suit on and mama's standing there crying because he's a good boy. Where was mama and daddy at when he was out here doing this? Where are they at? Okay? So the community needs to see this. They don't need to see when they're all dressed up and cleaned and somebody's crying over them because it's too late because a parent didn't do what they needed to do. Some parent should have found that gun. Some parent should know where their child's at and what they're doing. So that's what I say to the defense attorney.
With summer having just begun and, we having this shooting, kids are bored, unsupervised outside of school. Is there any concern that we're going to see a lot of this summer?
I don't know. I'm just praying that we don't. This isn't the first one we had. The two shootings that we've had at the Falls community has happened in the last probably 2 months. So this is a pattern we're seeing all over. It's not just Richland County. This is a nationwide problem. I'm not worried about somewhere else in L.A. or Chicago. I'm worried about what's going on in Richland County and what we're going to do as a community to stop it.
Sheriff, do you believe this to be gang-related?
There's gang involvement in this, yes. There's, when you have a group, again, you got to be careful on how you define a gang. When you have a group of young people who have got guns, who are all, protecting their group, that's a gang. I mean, they don't have to have any particular names. We don't go by the major gang names. They go by neighborhood names. These hoodlum kids all know each other, and they all band together, and this is what they do. You saw them all standing around the white car. How many of them were standing there? Yeah, that's a gang. You see at least these three right here, they're all together. That's planned. How they got the cars parked, what they're doing, this planned. This is a plan.
What is the department doing this summer to keep gun violence down for teens?
Locking them up. Those who got guns and we catch them with guns, we're going to lock them up. We're going to charge them with adults. The positive stuff we're doing is through our summer camps. We got summer camps all summer. You can have your young child go to a camp every week this summer. That we got them throughout Richland County in the schools. Got all kind of different camps: sports camp, character camps, science camps, different camps. We're doing stuff like that. We're doing our part. People need to stop putting this on us. We're doing our part. Where's the parents at, and where's the community at? Where's the churches? Where's the schools? Everybody else has got to step up too. We stepped our game up. Our game stays high all the time because this is a constant thing we're working on. Where's everybody else at? Where were all these parents at when all this was going on? There wasn't one parent there except those who lived in that community.
Do we know how many in total were out there and maybe the motive for this?
Yeah. We know the motive, but I'm not going to discuss that. Estimate 70 to 100 kids. And again, from information we got, very few of them actually live there.
Neighbors in that neighborhood are concerned about their safety due to this, like you said, being the second shooting that's happened at that pool. Do you believe that that neighborhood should add additional security measures?
Yeah, every neighborhood should have. One, we've talked to the management, and the pool is closed. That pool is closed. So you're not going to have them there, but every community needs to have cameras. Every community needs to have cameras. And they need to form a homeowners group that is very active, that looks out for each other. When people who live there saw this many kids congregating at their pool and knowing they don't live there, there should have been 100 911 calls made to the sheriff's department. Let us respond and take care of it.
Some states are pushing to have penalties for parents who have kids that involve themselves in gun violence. Do you think that's something our state should be moving forward to?
I wish we would. At some point, we're going to have to hold parents responsible for what their kids are doing. Again, I said earlier, go search their room right now. Go search their car. Go find their guns. That's what you need to do as a parent. There ain't no privacy in their house. They didn't pay for that house. So, why are the parents missing this? Why aren't they finding the guns? Are they condoning what's going on? All right, thank y'all.